Bottom.
We have sighted the seafloor.
You're in my fisheye already. No, that couldn't be you.
No, I don't think I am.
No, that's something else.
Got an idea for which way our tether is going?
We are at a water depth of 577 meters.
Video,
Go ahead.
can you put the latitude and longitude screen back up for me?
You got it.
Looks like a starboard turn might be my best.
Starboard move for you. I'm good with that. That makes sense because the tether's going to stream out this way.
Yep.
All right, looks like we have soft bottom, unconsolidated sediment, occasional outcrop.
Well, I think it's rubble. I don't
Rubble?
think it's outcrop. I think it's
Okay.
pieces of debris, and this bears on John's point earlier about the sides of these bioherms and which side is the more erosive. We've got a north. Before we leave here, ROV Nav, I'm going to want a current estimate.
Copy that. Watch lead.
Hey, you're coming into my view now.
Copy that, pilot.
Pilot copies. We'll be doing a Z-bias drift test here shortly.
There's lots of ctenophores on the water.
Yeah, we need to remember at the outset here that we're in a very different seafloor depth seafloor depth regime than we've been in before. We're going to be moving towards waypoint 3. The distance is it's 200 plus meters or so. We'll get you that distance in a moment.
That might be a shark. The lower right. Based on his fin, his tail fin. Pilot, this is science.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I get the lasers on, please?
Yeah, we're still in our setup period. We'll get the lasers on for you, but we're going to still need a few minutes to get everything settled.
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks.
Right now, Bobby, I'm pointed north. I think our first move is going to be to the northwest.
Yeah, Roger. I just
Yep.
turned around and came where you were.
Just giving you a heads up.
So nav, I'm off stick. I'm adjusting vertical, but otherwise I'm off stick, and you can do your current tests.
We're doing an estimate of current here, but it doesn't appear that we've got much, which is good. Still in setup mode here. Always takes us a little time to get set up. Ship's got to be stable, and the Sirius camera sled beneath the ship
Yes, still
and the
drifting.
relationship of the
Just
Deep
messing with
Discover
C-bias.
ROV and that camera sled have to be stable before we can move ahead. We're going to be moving generally to the northwest, slowly. Yeah, Stephanie is going to be busy today. I'm going to be less busy as the geologist, so I'm glad to put in D2 positions periodically, every 10, 15, 20 minutes. Just give me a flag that you want it, and I'll do it.
Video, let's go in on this squirming thing while we're sitting here. Give you something to mess with.
Sure. Zooming in.
Actually, anything you can pull from the screen.
Yeah, let's go for those Tina 4s.
Yeah, beautiful.
Wow.
Love 18-4s.
Okay, adjusting my heading. Yeah.
Take your time. They're not going anywhere.
See their cone rose
Anyway.
glowing in the light. Somebody just chime in.
What's your current heading? 35.
It's set to 351.
Look how cool.
It might have been me, Morgan Kilgour.
Hi, Morgan.
Ooh.
How are you?
That was cool.
I'm doing okay today.
We just got to the bottom and we're setting up to move.
It may be a Monday for all of you, but it's just another day out here for us.
I didn't even realize it was Monday. How about that?
Right, there you go. See?
You all set there?
There's another one in the upper right.
Okay, video.
It's
Let's
different.
come wide.
This is the Okeanos Explorer. We've just gotten to the seafloor at a depth of 572 meters. We're getting set up, and then we're going to be heading up our first bioherm to the northwest.
All right. What's our direction?
All right, watch leads. The current estimate is 0.05 meters per second. And
Oh.
a
Hey,
direction
Steph, this is
Something
Dennis.
just
Sit
scared
on the
around.
ranch.
Hang on, Dennis, one second.
out of
Go ahead, sorry.
345.
I'm sorry, say again, current direction.
345 degrees.
Thank you.
All right, Dennis, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I thought you'd appreciate it. We're streaming all this live into the cafeteria today, too, both screens.
Should we set up
ROV
to
nav, watch lead.
northwest?
Is the audio on?
Go ahead, watch lead.
Yeah, let's move ahead at
Absolutely.
0.1, but I would lay in relatively small ship moves and be prepared to stop. I think we're going to want to stop a lot.
All right, copy. So I'll do 40 meters. Seems
Jamie,
like
this is Brian Kinlan.
relatively
Just
short.
confirming,
works.
Are we 220 meters from our first waypoint?
It's about
That's
210, Brian.
northwest.
Okay. So do you think there's a possibility that we'll be able to move faster once we know the terrain's clear?
I refuse to answer that until I get feedback from you guys on the beach.
So pilot, co-pilot,
Fair enough.
Aye.
we're looking at a bearing of 322.
Copy 322.
And we're looking at 40 meters for the first move at 0.1 knots.
We are going to be putting in 40-meter ship moves at 0.1, and then we'll be prepared to stop depending on what we see. So it'll be, we won't be moving continuously at first. I will be guided by all of you ashore, you at Harbor Branch, Peter, Brian, anybody else that's wanting to be looking closely at the biology. We do not have much current here on the seafloor, which is good. So we'll just be modulated by what we want to see and how much you guys want us to zoom in on things.
40
This is the
meters
Okeanos Explorer.
at a bearing of 322 at 0.1 knots. Correct. Thank you.
Can also bring your altitude down if you'd like.
Alrighty. Seems pretty benign here.
Yep, we got a
Dave, you
fish
still,
that's
sitting
center
back there?
screen. I guess is Lamanima from this distance.
Okay, video. Let's start going in. Hold there.
Partial.
Let's go in a little bit more.
Beautiful.
Partial. That's a hake. We haven't seen a hake yet. We may have seen a hake yesterday. I think that's what we may have seen yesterday late in the dive. Was a hake. Yeah, that's a commercial fish in this part of the world, isn't it?
I'm not sure. This is Lake Manima. I don't think it's commercial. If you guys could laser him too.
Oh, yeah, let's get lasers
Yep.
on.
Lasers are on.
Thank you.
Nice job tracking him. Let's move it around.
Perfect.
All right, let's come wide. He's moving out away from my light.
Okay, full wide.
I see stickopathies on these rocks up here, I think.
Got scattered debris here, and this debris could be pieces of the bioherm that we're about to come up and see. A bioherm is a mound primarily of organic material created by the organisms that are living on the bioherm. Bioherms can be a variety of sizes. They've been around the planet since life began on the planet 600 plus million years ago, and they can vary in size from a few meters to tens of meters high and hundreds of meters across. So I think we're looking at pieces of bioherm here.
Can we zoom in on the coral at noonish?
Got it?
Center noon-ish. And then after that, there's one at 7 o'clock that looks
The
like
pink
it
one.
might be hard coral.
Start with that guy.
Yep.
Video?
Very good visibility today. It's partial.
Go all the way.
Still got a little more if you're ready.
Yep.
That's full zoom.
It's scleractinian. What do you think, Peter or John?
It looks like a small stylaster.
Stylaster. Perfect. Thanks, pilots.
Okay, let's come wide.
Full wide.
That's a good sign. These tend to co-occur with Lophelia and the black corals we're looking for today. Up there at 1 or 2 o'clock, that looks like a true soft coral. So it has no woody axis.
Right.
That, I believe that's the family.
Okay, let's go in.
Nymphaeid.
I'll wait till we get close.
I'm notorious for making calls too early
Partial.
and being totally wrong.
Let's go
so
farther.
I understand. Gorgonia.
We have a
It's
little
full zoom.
delay
Yeah,
here
let's grab
too.
your focus, then we're going to come a little bit out and then just slowly pan up.
Got it. All right. It's good we've got Scott France with us again today. Hi, Scott. Scott knows a fair bit about the biology of the Gulf of Mexico as well.
Yeah, we'll just come a little partial.
Right there.
Just a little more.
Got
yeah,
it.
all right. Good, coming up.
We're looking at a small sea fan now. We've collected this before from this region, identified it as Muricides. I'll type that into the log.
And then the Nymphaeid, yeah.
And line you up.
Sure.
Hello?
Hello? Who just joined us?
Sandra Brooke from FS.
Hi, Sandra. It's Stephanie. How are you?
Oh, fine, thanks. That thing you were looking at was a stylasterid,
Oh, perfect.
the white one, not a scleractinian.
Okay, yeah.
This is an Nymphaeid.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
This I think is in
Go
the
ahead, full
family
zoom.
Aquaumbridae.
If you want it.
One was
Sure.
collected recently and found to be a
That
new
is full zoom.
species in that family.
Some neat looking one.
You've also got some little Bassett Samia or Beacup Samia, the little cup coral on that rock.
Watch lead, what are those white things we're seeing?
I think we just heard, were they little cup corals? Is that what we just heard?
No, the white thing's in the Nymphaeid.
Oh, that's a good, I don't know.
So The little cup corals that you just went by were on that rock, or either Peacock Sammy or Basset Sam.
Sandra, I think you might be on a little bit of a delay. In the Nymphaeid, we're looking at the Nymphaeid. There's small little...
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, balls. I'm guessing eggs, possibly? What do you think?
Video, if you're okay over there, let's come wide.
We have
We got a good still of that.
Sure.
Moving on.
Okay.
Yep.
Full wide.
Thank you. You all right?
Yeah.
Okay. The wall came down on you.
Yeah. Nothing we can't handle.
Thank you for the lasers.
Yeah, we'll try to keep them on as much as possible. We may turn them off occasionally for video purposes, but we'll keep them on for most of the dive.
Great, thank you, Jamie.
Don't feel any need to rush if Sirius is catching up to you. I can stop the ship and Sirius will not. There's not a lot of layback.
Roger that. We had good close-ups of those corals. I think it was time to move on.
So, I mean, even if Sirius gets above you, we can stop the ship. It's not a big deal.
Amy will be happy to know that her backscatter is once again performing well. That transition from the soft bottom where we initially landed to this rock shows up very clearly.
Mimi will be glad when she wakes up.
I heard you guys did some mapping last night. Were you able to survey this area?
She did come back and survey some of it. Peter, I'm not sure how much. I haven't seen the map yet, but they did work in this area, yes.
Oh, that's great.
Do we want swing arms?
Yeah, if you guys want to work on swing arms, we can.
Yep.
Pilot's okay.
You got it.
We are now in a water depth of 571 meters. We're making a transition up onto this bioherm from soft sediment seafloor. It's kind of rubbly. Getting back to what John Reed said about the flanks of these and how they may transition relative to current strength or current direction. We'll be looking at that as we get up on the flank here. ROV Nav, if you don't hear from me, just lay in another ship move. I don't want to have to order every one. So if we're moving along, you can just keep those ship moves coming. 40 meters is good.
Roger.
I don't think your mic was open, watch lead.
Can we get a snap zoom on these corals on this rock in front of you?
You got it.
Ready when you are.
Stand
Looks
by
like
video.
there's another stylaster.
We might want to bring the lower swing arms all the way down for these under overhangs.
All right.
Seems like a pretty safe area to have them.
We've got lights on
deployed.
extension arms on the Deep Discover ROV, and one of the nice things we can do with this new
Video.
ROV is adjust those arms to maximize light
Right
on
there.
what we're looking at, and they're playing with that
Let's
now
stay,
to
let's stay wide video.
optimize
Yeah,
light
stay
on
here,
these
we'll pull back.
organisms.
I'll pull back real quick. Let's
We have a nice shrimp.
get our
dead
swing
center.
arms down.
That's much
It was dark and now it's light.
Yeah,
All right.
And the
Wanna get the
mastus
other
in the
one?
lower right.
that's really nice.
We have some solitary cup corals right next to the lasers.
Okay, lower swing
Some
arm deploying.
stylasters.
Yep, pilot's ready.
I
And
can't
then
see this one.
You can
Those
see the
are
shadows moving.
I think they're
Yes,
plumarella.
they do look quite a bit like Plumarella. 2 colonies there.
Copy that. Can we extend the move? 40
40 just gonna
meters,
guess
bearing
that that's fully
322
deployed.
at 0.1 knots.
Alright.
Now I'm going to turn it to the right.
Thank you.
Video, let's start going in.
Coming in.
Is that okay with you, co-pilot?
Yeah.
If I work with video?
Perfect, thank you.
Let's hold there.
So those are Plumarella.
I'll readjust that
Let's,
when I can
keep
see
going
the
in.
other side of your.
That's right.
Yeah,
Those are
Copilot,
Primellid
the,
sea fans.
Bubble cam is
Some of
pretty
these
good at
have
seeing the
Okay.
port side.
pharmaceutical.
It's not great, but
Got a little more
Brian,
zoom
there's
if you
a
wanna
hard
go in
car right
closer on
behind
this
this. It's like a tanny pink
Oh,
color.
actually, nope,
Do you
that's
see it?
Full zoom.
That's Madripoor, I think.
Madripoor.
There you go, video. Make it pop.
When you guys are done, if you just scoot down to the base of this, there's another coral behind it. I'd like to get a good shot of. That's it.
Let's come up just a hair. There we go.
So our first scleractinian coral of the dive.
yeah, you have that way forward.
Way in, yeah.
Well, we saw some small cup corals earlier.
Oh, yeah.
First colonial.
Colonial one, yeah.
Oh, no, no.
Can you guys focus on the white part of that?
Sorry?
The white
Yep,
part
yep.
at the bottom?
Coming back down video, that's me.
Sure. Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, go ahead.
That is full zoom.
All right, that looks different to me. The polyps are much larger.
I'm going to wait till I can see it
Looks
up here to
yeah, it looks different.
adjust
I
that.
wonder
Yeah,
if that's
one thing you can do is
a low
bring
Furia.
it
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
back left
Yeah,
and then come down.
yeah.
It
and
looks
then
like
just
it might be.
slowly bump it out, and you
What
can
do you
see
think,
how
Harbor
the
Branch?
light changes when they're zoomed out. And do it that
John
way.
is thinking Lophilia.
Yep. How about you? How about you, Sandra?
So how far do you deploy it?
Coming down.
I've come all the way down if we're trying to look at
Watch there, you okay with that?
Yeah, we're
overhangs.
fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Come a little partial.
But you don't have to deploy it all the way either.
There we go.
There's a nice shrimp.
So I would hold it right there.
Let's
for
go in on
now
him.
until you.
Until I can see
Hold
it.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Wow, that's
what I'd like to do.
Beautiful.
closest shot of a shrimp I've seen in a while.
Nice job, guys. That's all because of the light arms that we're able to grab this guy.
It's full zoom. Yeah, I just mentioned that we can adjust the angles of light on this D2 ROV with extendable arms, and that's one of the reasons we're getting you this shot of this shrimp under this overhang here on this piece of bioherm debris. Fabulous zoom capability on these cameras.
It's beautiful, huh?
All right, let's come wide and keep getting more coral. Yeah, if you need a full screen shot for a second, that's fine video.
That'd be great.
When you're ready, come wide. Watch your tether, Copilot.
We have a
I'm pulling up and angling down.
feather duster worm on the right.
Watch lead, anything else from this angle?
I think we're good, unless
you like to-
anyone on shore has anything to say.
Would you like to try to come around and see that white one from a different
Oh,
angle?
if you have time, for sure.
Full wide.
Yeah.
So watch lead. This is RV nav.
Go ahead, Nev.
So we're pretty shallow for this dive. So stopping and moving the ship is pretty quick. There's not much delay. There's a little bit, but not much delay. So don't hesitate if you want to spend some more time on any of these targets.
That's fine. I think we're going to have
Just keep it
a
wide
lot more
video.
coverage when we get closer to waypoint 3, I'm
Alright,
hoping.
copy.
So this one we're thinking is probably Lophilia. Everyone has chimed in. So we don't have to look at it again unless Shoreside wants to. So let me just get a feedback from them.
Well, we have time to get you a snap zoom. We don't necessarily have to set down.
That works for me then.
Yeah, and
This is
I'm just
Peter.
as a general
Hi, Peter.
general announcement.
Hey, I think we should continue on.
Video, if you could
towards
snap,
the,
please.
the topographic highs, and
Hold
we'll
there.
probably see much more of these tax
Okay, he's snap zooming right now because he's got time to do it. So
Great.
without being, you know,
So you got a
If
nice
you would,
view of the
video?
swing arms now.
All the
Yeah.
way?
They look
so we
good.
They look good.
Excellent
have a
job.
snap zoom on the Lophilia, yeah, for sure.
Great. Thank you. Yeah, we'll be looking for kind of high.
There you go, Watchley.
Yeah, just like that.
There's your view.
Larger polyps.
Perfect, guys. Thank you.
All right, come wide video, and let's move on. Coming left, co-pilot.
Yeah. Say again, Rolly? Are you talking to me?
He wants to get close up on Sirius. If that's right with you, co-pilot.
Oh yeah, sure. Hang on a second. I'll get you better view here.
Before the RV pulls away.
You know, it would be good for one of you bioherm people like you, John, to give us a little synopsis for everyone about what a bioherm is and why these are important in this part of the outer shelf, upper slope of the West Florida area.
John, are you there?
Yeah, this is John. There's several different types of terminology that we use for deep water reefs, sometimes called bioherms or lithotherms.
Is this one of the ones we're looking
and
for?
basically, a typical bioherm is thought to be a buildup totally of coral debris and sediment. And there was always the hypothesis
That's interesting.
whether
Come wide,
these
please.
mounds, whether a true bioherm,
On both cameras, if you would.
was just capped with living coral, and underneath the cap you had a rock structure, whether the whole structure was a buildup of biogenic material, being the coral and sediment. And the first time that deepwater coral mound was actually cored to prove one way or another was just a few years ago off Norway. They cored a deepwater Ophelia mound in a depth, I believe, about 500 meters depth. But the mound itself was 100 meters tall.
Video, let's start in here.
They cored from the top to the bottom.
Going for the rubble, kind of right where the lasers
and
are.
verified that that mound
Yes,
was
full zoom,
100% coral debris and sediment. So it was not a rock mound underneath
down
it.
a little.
The very base of the structure
Just this whole kind of pile
had bedrock that was on the
texture.
order of 1 million years old. Most of this superficial Lophelia that we collect in the Gulf of Mexico and the southeast,
Gonna slowly drift left here, and as we do,
southeastern
let's come up
United
and get that
States,
crab.
quite often come up with ages of 40,000 years old. So these are old structures. Take a long time to form. Now, whether this is a true bioherm or not, I don't know. Conrad Newman termed some structures off the Bahamas called lithoherms, where the structure is actually layers of carbonate rock, and those are capped with living coral.
Is that a
it'll kind
sponge
of
growing on him?
determine what these structures look like. About 10 miles north of here, where Stephanie and I discovered a true bioherm, it appeared to be 100% coral from the base to the top. All we saw was living coral and no exposed rock. But without coring it, you never know what's underneath that.
Thanks very much, John. We're still at the very, very base of this bioherm. By the way, Connie Newman lives right near me on Martha's Vineyard now. He's retired. I've been to sea with Connie. But we're looking at a crab now, and we're going to be coming back out. We're moving slowly up the flank of this bioherm. We know we have a lot of things to see, so we will keep moving to the degree that we can and that circumstances warrant. Circumstances being all of you who want to see things as we go. This is the Okeanos Explorer.
I don't know if you guys noticed or not, we zoomed in on the rubble, which appears to be coral rubble. And it appears to be pretty
Peter
much
called it out in
everywhere.
the event log as Ophelia Rebel, I believe.
Ophelia, yeah.
Looks like there's another crab that I just passed over, as well as a fish.
If you're going in on a slope, remember that your swing arm's down.
Yeah, if it gets steep, we might even want to bring those up.
I would just bring them up right now
if we pretty hot.
If we come across another
okay.
overhang. That's the word I was looking for.
Can't say anything either today.
Second Engineer Van Dyke, please dial 243.
Just bring them up horizontal. Video, let's see what we have here.
Sure.
Stand by for a second.
Standing by.
Yeah, we definitely had a transition of bottom type here. We've gone into nearly 75% cover of coral rubble, very likely Lophelia coral rubble.
Okay, go ahead.
For the most part.
Okay, commercial. Ready for more zoom when you are.
Yeah, octocoral?
Okay, your lower swing
go
arms
ahead.
are horizontal.
What do you think, Peter?
And when you're set, let's move on.
This looks like a lot like a Neuricides colony that we've collected before. We identified it as Neuricides hurt.
Let me know when you're happy, video.
Ready?
Science is happy whenever
Science
you're
is
ready.
happy.
Come
Too
on.
big, but they do seem to be fairly common. in
Well,
fact.
hold there, actually.
Copy.
Let's go back in real quick, right by the lasers.
This is the
Snap
Okeanos
sim, please.
Explorer. You're looking at a lot of coral debris. We think this is Lophelia coral, deep water
All that you
coral that
have.
we're going to see a lot of today. There's a cup coral.
It's full
This
zoom.
is all debris on the seafloor, and we're near the base of this first large bioherm that we're going to go up. We're in a water depth of 563 meters, and we'll be moving up to the top of this mound, slowly
All right, come on.
characterizing the biology as we go. This is the Okeanos Explorer.
Full wide.
Thank you.
So again, this rubble, if we were able to collect it and carbon date it, is quite typically in this region is
Can you
tens
zoom
of
in on
thousands
Sirius?
of years old, maybe 20,000-year-old rubble.
No,
When you're ready.
Well,
it's going to be too dark. Never mind.
John, that time, that 20,000 year time frame is about the time of the last glacial maximum, where sea level was 140 meters lower or so.
Snap
I
some
mean,
here,
obviously this was still underwater at that time, but would there have been higher mortality rates, do you think, of coral associated with a glacial period as opposed to now?
Well, that's a good question, and I don't know if we have a good answer for that. Actually, I think there's evidence that possibly during the glacial period there was more coral buildup. And many of these coral mounds that we find that are dead may have died within the last 10,000 years. I don't know. What do you think, Sandra? Are you on here?
I'm not sure if she's still on or not.
going to push forward over there, co-pilot. Looks like
wide.
some interesting...
Certainly.
Kinlan, just as a heads up to Peter and to other folks, we are showing, it's about an hour and 15 minutes by my calculations to the first mound at this speed. I'm fine with this. I just wanted to let everyone know because I know we were trying to finish this dive track.
Okay.
So it begins, that tyranny of time. You, by the end of the day, they will be jabbering at you. That's the first one. It's only 10:26.
Now, this would suggest that since we're on the south face, that the current may be, and this is a big guess, could be predominantly from the north if this is the southern slope and it's mostly dead. If that's the case, where the predominant current is from the north on the bottom, we might find more coral once we get on top or on the north face of the slope.
Right.
But it's a little too early to tell right now.
Yeah, Brian, I take your point. This is what I call the tyranny of time in any dive. We're always in this tug of war between zooming in on things we want to see and getting regional perspective. We're moving ahead now at about 0.1 and zooming as we go. Gives us enough time to zoom on things as we go. But I take your point. So all of you should be out there who are interested in what we're trying to do should be thinking about that continuously as the dive progresses.
Let's go in on the fish.
Okay.
Looks like a black belly rosefish.
Go ahead. We did, and
I have it.
she's got it for you. She's handing it over to you right now. Squirrelfish.
One additional point I'd make for consideration is that we did build in some intermound transits into the actual dive plan, so we will have more time and transiting over ground like this that's built into the actual dive plan later. Right now we're in a waypoint that was not part of the original dive plan where we just launched and we're moving towards the first waypoint.
No, you're moving towards waypoint 3.
Right, we're moving towards waypoint 3, which is we dropped waypoints 1 and 2.
That's correct.
Correct.
It's hot.
But you've added a waypoint well north and west of waypoint 7.
Like this built into the existing dive plan.
Roger. Looking at a lot of debris on the seafloor now. We're transiting up the southeast flank of our first big bioherm. A point's been made by John Reed at Harbor Branch that Florida Atlantic that this may suggest that local currents here are predominantly north to south. Their experience is that more debris sits on the down current side of these bioherms. But we will certainly see more living coral as we get up towards the top. We're in a water depth now of 555 meters with the Deep Discoverer. We got to the seafloor initially this morning in 577 meters.
Can I get a zoom at 2 o'clock on the pink one?
You got it.
Even.
Better?
Yeah, thank you, co-pilot.
I don't think so. I think he wanted to go to a waypoint on the big mound north and west of waypoint 7.
All right. Partial.
Yeah, let's give everything.
Hand me it back, and I'll double check the position for you.
It's full zoom.
That looks like
You're getting more
Madrepora.
from your right now.
Yeah. Come on, yellow partial one.
It's partial.
I wasn't quite set up for it.
Take your time.
And actually, in quick response to John's question, sorry, I was offline when he asked me. I wasn't ignoring him. Yeah, it seems like a lot of this surface rubble is actually very, very old. They routinely find rubble on the surface on the west coast of Scotland that's thousands of years old. And
let's come full
one
wide,
of our observations off of the east coast anyway is that the deeper reefs tend to be more dead than the shallow ones. Indicating that maybe relic reefs or older reefs are in the senescence phase for whatever reason. Maybe sea level rise, maybe just part of the normal process of things. But yeah, these things are very, very old, which is something to bear in mind when protection and conservation is an issue.
Thank you.
Co-pilot, can you take my camera, actually?
Peter, this is Jamie on the Okeanos. We've plotted your waypoint 8, and it looks south and east of waypoint 7, so I don't know that you've given us the right location.
Video go.
I think I know the bioherm you want, which is north and west of waypoint 7. We can just put in a waypoint there if you want, but your waypoint is south and east of waypoint 7.
I can't hear you, sorry. There's a lot of chatter on the... What would you like to look at?
If you zoom half, partial out, and then look down at 6 o'clock, there's 3 hexactinellid sponges.
Okay, let's come down. Don't have much time.
Coming down.
You guys might want to think about getting off the OKEX channel. I've got to do some communication there, so if you guys want directedness from Steffi.
Yeah, roger that. Actually, my hands are just occupied right now, and I can't unlatch.
This looks like Afrocallistes to me.
I'll get it in a second.
Yes.
No.
That's correct.
Right.
Thank you.
And Lophelia.
And Lophelia, yep.
You happy with that, Watchley?
We are, thank you.
Come on.
Full wide.
That's a pretty sad-looking piece of Lophelia.
I'm hoping we're going to get
Copy.
more healthier ones
there we go.
in a few minutes.
My hands are free to
And
manage
these
my
rubble
mics now.
areas actually are usually, well, not
Thank
usually, can be pretty thick with the little cup corals, the little orange cup corals. We've seen many of them on a piece of rubble.
Right.
It's interesting, that little white face sponge, Afrocallistes, in our biomedical division, they discovered a compound in that it is probably the most potent chemical that kills pancreatic cancer, at least in the laboratory.
Huh.
Did we get waypoint 8 worked out?
It looks like Sirius is up over the top now.
Looks like we have
not
a
getting
nice
sonar
piece
returns like I had before.
Of, I'm guessing Lophelia from a distance. We could zoom in on that.
Yeah.
Ready when you are.
And we might have a black coral at 9 o'clock, too.
Roger, we'll hold here video.
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
15 to 20 centimeters wide. Yep.
A little further.
It's pretty far away.
We expect to see a lot of this Lophelia coral today as we get up on top of these bioherms.
I think they just want an ID on it.
Yeah, we're good.
Let's come
and
wide.
then if you go wide and look to the 9 o'clock.
Got it, Watchley.
There was a new one I haven't seen yet. On top of the rock.
On top of the rock, yep.
Yep. That narrows it down to everything, huh?
No, I think I know which one you're talking about.
It looks like a little piece
Directly
of
above the lasers.
Yeah.
Great deal of debris on the seafloor now.
The one still above the lasers?
Yeah, you're right there. Yep.
Perfect.
Ready when you are.
Stand by. This one we can get a little better set up for. I certainly feel like I'm pushing more current now.
Yeah, you can see the debris going by.
Okay, go ahead, video.
It wouldn't surprise me, gentlemen, as you get up on top of this mound that you're going to see more current. We've been in the lee, if it's north to south. You can see the current in that
I mean, look at my thrusters
that
and I can
specimen in
steady
view,
state
the deep
with
tube view right now.
Oh, thank you, rotator.
That's kind of habitat these things like, so yeah.
Auto rotate.
What do we think this is? Anybody out there
Come
know?
wide, please.
Partial
Full wide.
Or is it a
They seem to be.
Full wide.
I couldn't see any stalks, so
Yeah, we're going to get you a better
but
picture.
Oh, they're zooming in again.
Peter's the expert on this particular taxa. So.
That's my left lower swing arm look.
And he just jumped off because he had to run to a meeting.
Looks good.
Okay. Co-pilot, my camera, please.
Gotcha.
And video, start going in.
3, 2,
Full zoom if you have it.
That's full zoom.
Beautiful. science is happy.
So, happy.
Yep.
Ready
And then
to
if you
move
go
our pilot?
partial.
Video, you happy?
Yes, I'm
I'm
happy.
happy.
Everybody happy?
Yep. Wide,
Okay.
come wide.
If you go partial, there's a crinoid at your. Keep coming out. Yellow at 10.
Yep. Okay. Got it.
So I'm going to come full pilot.
You okay seeing it from here, watch sleeve?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
It's easy. This is full wide.
Yeah. Let's go in.
Okay.
We're just gonna ID it.
Sure.
Yeah. I just make my notes and then Chuck can come in and look at them later. As long as you get a good shot of him, he can ID him from imagery usually. Beautiful. If you just laser him, I'm happy.
Okay.
And there's lasers.
Works for me, thank you.
Go ahead, bridge.
Copy.
Let's
Coming
go.
full wide.
Copy.
Okay,
Oh,
looking
I'm
backwards at
moving
you.
your camera. Okay.
Looking backwards at you.
Okay.
Yeah, you are moving my camera.
All right, I'm going to put in another ship.
You didn't change your heading though.
Now you've got, that's correct, I did not change my heading.
I wondered why I was not moving my camera.
Okay, I have my camera.
Roger that.
Bridge, ROV net.
Pushing out.
ROV nav watch lead.
Gotta get a good push out here.
Go ahead, watch lead.
Can you give
So
me
we
the
don't keep falling
distance
behind.
on my screen to waypoint 3, please?
130 meters.
Steph, this is Chuck.
Hi, Chuck. How are you?
Backing up.
Okay,
110
that
meters.
was, I can tell you family on that one.
Go for it.
It's Atelocrinidae,
Sorry. Pushing out again.
Bridge,
Ateleccrinidae.
ROV net.
Thank you.
I thought that was something very unique
And you
that
can
would
always
scurrying
tell those.
along.
They have the arms end in a long filament.
Yeah, I saw
They
that.
have very long, delicate cirri. And if you get close enough, you can see there are no little side branches, no little pinnules along the bases of the
Back
arms.
down.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, we are out in front of Sirius again. Got some more time.
You're welcome. I'll check back in later.
Okay.
And I think you're also over the top of the slope now.
Yeah,
Video, let's start to go in.
get a zoom
Let's
on the
grab
fish.
this fish.
It's a Limonema. I think there are two species
I'll
in the Gulf.
give it more
I
if you
can't
have it.
remember which one of them is Barbatulum. Oh wait, no, that's not. Sorry, I.
He's definitely spied the ROV and is a bit intimidated. You can see that there is ample current here.
Gonna let him go.
Let's see. Oh, we have a echinoderm at 3 o'clock too. Pink spiny ball.
Echinus, probably.
Yeah.
Bridge nav. Hey, can we have an additional 40 meters, 322, 1/10?
Sandra, are you on the event log too, or no?
Ready when you are.
No, I'm not actually. I asked
Video?
Peter how to get on,
Good
but
cody,
it was
thank you.
too late.
Yeah.
Lasers.
For me to do it today.
Okay.
I can do it another day if you wish.
And
So,
centering.
so John Moore from Harbor Branch said that was
If you want to keep going, go ahead.
Epigonus or deepwater cardinal fish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw the black fin and jumped
Yeah.
to conclusions. It wasn't Limonema at all.
Yeah, I've done that so many
The
times.
one you saw earlier, I think, was.
Yeah, I thought so too. This is beautiful.
Is that full?
It's full zoom.
Actually, could you go up a little
Go
bit
pilot,
and look
wanna
at the tips of its spine?
Take
Sure.
my camera and then slowly tilt down
pilots-
towards its feet.
Pilots, if you could look at the tips of the
Or back
spines,
out,
that would
just
be
back
helpful.
out a little.
Tips of the spines.
Now let's go up.
You might have to go a little wide.
Pull out.
Yeah,
That's fine. I can.
there you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Another crinoid there just behind it.
Want to go get the feet?
Yeah. Why don't you Why don't we go in the spine's kind of right here on its leading edge.
Pretty cool.
The Deep Discoverer now is at a water depth of 557 meters. You can see that Echinoderm moving along.
It's full zoom.
Attention, all hands, there will be a meeting in the mess deck in 5 minutes. All hands meeting in the mess deck in 5 minutes.
Watch lead, are you happy with that?
I am, thank you.
Video, do you want anything more?
I think I'm good.
All right, let's come wide. There was a fish past this guy that I'd like to take a look at.
Upper right.
Yeah, let's come wide. It's off in the distance. Not sure if he'll still be there or not.
We are climbing.
The one that's common in the Gulf is Okeanos tyloides, but
Roger that.
that's just a guess without the dead bodies.
Yeah.
We're still climbing the flank of this first bioherm. We're about 100 meters or so southeast of waypoint 3, moving towards it at a 1/10 of a knot. Looks like the same one we just saw. Well, I don't know about the same one, same type.
I'm not sure. It's pretty green though. Science is happy whenever you guys are ready.
Let's come on. Continue on.
Full wide.
Roger, thank you.
Push out a little bit. So I think you're actually going downhill now.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Hey Brian, how would you feel about picking up the pace a little bit? We need a snap zoom on that guy.
Ready for a snap zoom when you are, pilot?
I got some time to get a little bit better than a snap zoom.
Copy.
Keep in mind you're off to the left.
Yeah, roger.
And I'm still looking down 70.
Okay. I don't have that much
that
time.
has more of a
Okay, I'm turning to look at you.
Okay. Video, let's go.
Closer, we can't see, obviously.
All the way, please.
Are those squid eggs?
Nav.
We have squid eggs.
Nav, what's the direction?
Awesome.
Nav, let's
Well,
bring the ship to a stop.
Like they are.
Actually. Video wide.
Okay. Full wide.
You want me to stop the ship?
I think science would probably like a closer, better picture of this.
We're okay to stop the ship here.
Copy. Bridge, RV nav. Can we stop the ship? Thank you. Ship's coming to a stop.
Looks like you got a little eel wiggling down there in the base too.
Oh, I see him.
We see
Can we get lasers off?
quite a lot of these
a
little
bit?
synaphobranchid eels. Now, I'm not a fish person, I don't do the backbone thing, but we do see a lot of synaphobranchids around these coral mounds, both here and in the southeastern U.S.
All right, video.
and in
Let's
canyons.
start. Let's start down while the
Yeah.
eel real quick.
Hopefully
Let's
he'll
go
come
full
out
zoom.
and we get a good shot of him.
Got it.
You should try catching them.
Yeah.
Not sure we'll get much
That's
there.
his tail.
The pilots usually look on it as a
All right,
challenge.
coming up to the
Try and see its
area of
bum.
interest. What do you think bringing the swing arms down again?
Mm-hmm.
So we have squid eggs. Mike says bobtail squid.
We're going to shed some more light on it for you, watch lead.
Okay.
Saw a change there.
All right, brighten it up a bit.
I think that is a bamboo.
Want it brought in
Can
a
you
little
see
bit.
the dark lines of the joints, or is that just my imagination?
I'm not really sure. We can get a really good close look at the base. Yeah, I can see what you're talking about, but it might be their lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the eyes inside on these. There's one. Oh, I thought that was moving around, but it's a
moving.
shadow, yeah. That's
It is moving.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, no, it might be the light. I'm probably blinding the poor little thing.
So cool. Okay, I'm happy with the squid eggs whenever you guys are got what you need. But if you could look at the bottom of this coral,
We can.
that would be helpful to us.
Video, how are you doing over there? You got?
Think
You
we've got
happy with
enough.
this?
Yeah.
All right. Co-pilot, if you
Yes.
could take camera, please. There's a little more current here and having to hold
Full
heading.
partial.
Got the camera.
And let's come down to the base of the coral.
Okay, I'm at partial.
Lasers back on when you get a chance, please.
Lasers on.
And let's go in here. All the way,
Like you
please.
got a little piece of Lophelia there, too.
Yeah. Mike said sometimes the light will cause premature hatching of the squid eggs.
Oh, really?
So I'm suggesting we stay here the rest of the dive and wait for that. Does anyone else object? I can't tell, Sandra, if this is...
Anymore.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Okay. All right, we're happy here.
All right, let's come on. And let's cast off before we hurt the poor things.
Full wide.
Okay, coming right to get back in front of Sirius.
All right, watch lead. I'm going to get the ship moving again.
Yeah, roger that.
Thanks, Nev.
Bridge RV net.
Yeah, there should be more when we get closer to 3. Looking for the high ground.
Bridge RV net.
North side.
Thanks, Bobby. When you show me your other profile, I'll take care of that other swing.
All right. Well, I'm coming around because I'm waiting for you to bring your head about.
Thank you.
Bridge ROV nav. Can we request a ship move, please? 40 meters at a bearing of 322 at 0.1 knots.
This is the
Correct.
Okeanos Explorer. We are at a depth of 557 meters with the D2 ROV, and it's worth pointing out that waypoint 3 is at approximately 556 meters, so I think we're more or less up on top of this feature right now. We're still headed towards it. It's about 78 meters away at a tenth of a knot.
Right,
But I
copy
just
that.
wanted to give everybody the heads up that we've
Swing
climbed the
arm's
flank
good.
here, and I don't think we're going to climb much more to waypoint 3.
Hydraulics secure. turning the head to the right. Nav, what's the direction of advance?
Bearing 322.
Thanks.
Yeah, looks like I was pretty close.
Yeah, there you go.
Pushing out.
This is the Okeanos Explorer. We're in the midst of dive 15. We're at a water depth of 558 meters.
I need to zoom on that crab, please.
Yeah, that's why I'm coming back to the left. Watch lead. Saw him in the corner of the screen.
We're looking at corals and crabs today, and we've just spied one here up on top of this first bioherm.
Looking out pretty far at you, but might get there.
Roger that.
That looks like a golden crab.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
There is a commercial fishery for these golden crabs here, and that's one of the things we want to investigate today is evidence for disturbance of these bioherms by the crab fishery potentially, and get a feeling for how many of these are up here, what they're up to.
Yeah, we see a lot of these up in the corals. I'm not sure how far they go away from the mound, but I imagine we're probably getting close since we're seeing golden crabs.
All right, let's start to go in. Video, or co-pilot, camera up.
Yep.
Video in, please. Just coming towards me.
Seems unintimidated by the ROV.
He's probably blind as a bat now.
That's right.
Just let's track him.
So
I'm just going to hold a heading.
And we would like, I think, to try and get as close to a carapace size as possible. So what I mean by that is we're going to try and measure
Let's hold
their
the
backs.
camera there.
So if we can get absolutely lasers with the crab, that's perfect for us.
We're not blinding him before. We'll certainly blind him when we put lasers in his eyeballs.
He's a little less than 10 centimeters in the carapace. That's perfect.
He's
we are happy.
He's playing showdown with the ROV.
Are happy.
And the ROV is said
Backing
uncle,
down.
has said uncle, and is going to move on now. Proof that the golden crab.
Crabs, it doesn't matter. They're like you know, little dogs. They have no concept of their own size, and they'll go for anything.
Look at that.
Well, he's just moving ahead. He just says, "Go ahead, dare me." And we have decided to back off and move on, leaving him to his fate.
Can't go any more than that. He just turned and faced us.
That's the first one we've seen. I don't think it will be the last on this dive.
You were saying watch lead?
There we go. There we go. Well, it's, you know, when you're looking at a commercial fishery and you see multiple individuals of the commercial fishery, I suppose that's good.
Get a nice shot from behind.
Yeah, perfect.
Exactly.
Sneak up on him.
Yep. There's also red coral at 3 o'clock I'd like to see when you're done with the crab.
Roger that.
And we're going to paint him. Perfect. This is a little more than 10 centimeters in the carapace.
Nice flying, Bobby.
It's a big crab.
Video, let's go in. Hold there.
Is he missing claws?
He looks clawless, or he's hiding them. He's doing a very different tactic relative to the ROV. He is escaping, but that may be because he doesn't have any claws.
That's good, guys. Thank you. Whenever you're ready.
The last ROV he saw, he tried to tangle with it, and the claws went, so he's...
All right, let's come on. I realize I'm pretty far off to
if you
left
swing,
field there.
If you swing right, there
Roger
it is.
that, watch
that one. So there was a heavy interest in Lyopathes, which is what I think this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Good. I'm glad I'm right. Throughout the rest of this
we're
dive...
both wrong. But
right.
yeah.
Through the rest of this dive, we're going to have a heavy interest in this species, and we're going to need lasers at its base whenever you see it.
Okay.
So if you could get close, give it a good once-over, and laser the bottom, that'll do it for us.
Ready when you are.
Yeah, let's start at the base.
And is there a common name for this one?
I would just call it a black coral.
Okay. But we were calling the black coral something else over in the Central Gulf.
Yeah, that's a different species.
Different species.
Come a little partial. Yeah, right there.
Lyopathes can either be white or orange tissue. I'm not sure what the status of that is, whether
So
it's
there's lasers
just a
at the
different
base.
polymorph or whether it's a subspecies. I think Dennis Apresco was looking at that. But
All right, feel free to go back in video.
Right.
Black corals, of course,
At your
are
desire.
named for their skeleton, which you can see underneath the tissue, and it's harvested for jewelry in
Is that full?
some other locations, not in the Gulf, but in the Caribbean and Hawaii and overseas. And these, of course, can be extremely old. I think the oldest coral ever
These ones are
analyzed was a black coral that was
a bit more
well
neon
over
orange
4,000
than
years old.
4,000.
I think one from the Gulf has been analyzed at about 2,000 or 1,700, something in that region anyway. I'm not sure of the details.
rotating up.
Yeah, so for everyone out there, we're looking at a deep water species of black coral, which you may have heard of as a source of material for jewelry, but some of these black corals can be thousands of years old, and that's one of the reasons disturbing them can be so bad for the environment. When you knock one over or kill it with fishing activity, you can be knocking down and killing a colonial organism that's upwards of 1,700 years old.
I think we're good. Whenever you guys are happy, we're happy.
Roger that.
Thank you, Scott. Lyopathidae.
Let's get a full frame video.
That's a beautiful example.
And I got lasers.
Thanks.
And lasers are off.
Full wide.
Is this Eastern time? We're having a shift change, so our RV pilots are changing seats. So it'll be a little bit, and then we'll get back to it as soon as they're ready.
Hi, Steph. This is Dave. We're on with you.
Hi, Dave. So, Dave, you're in the pilot seat?
Yeah.
Okay, see that red coral in front of you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's a heavy interest during this dive.
Okay.
So next time you see one,